And man, I really want to go on the fucking round circle with Ferris wheel. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you guys for listening. Helping me remember what the hell that's called.
This whole thing used to make the blood run to my head. Make me dizzy.
Man, you gotta get out more.
The guy just snapped. Those...
Norma Creed. We were waiting for our turn on the ride, Frank, me, and the boys. This fellow in the chipmunk suit is making an ice carving while the people took photographs. Lawrence wanted to go over to him, but I've always been a bit wary of those suits. They give me the creeps. It's silly, I know. I strongly disagree. I think that's perfectly reasonable. Anyway, the chipmunk man, he was carving and picking away at the ice, and at first we thought he was making some animal, like a tiger or a lion. But as more and more ice fell away, when you first looked, it was like a human face smiling out of that block of ice. But the more you looked at it, the more you saw that there was something not quite right about the proportions, something unnatural that made your heart begin to beat just a little bit faster, like you were prey and that thing in the ice was a hunter. So he was making the Cro-Magnon man. That's pretty weird for a squirrel, or chipmunk, sorry. But then these teenagers walked up, and one of them made a face at the carving and said something rude to the guy in the chipmunk suit, and then, well, he went berserk. Well, damn it, man, I say he went berserk. For a few moments, it was chaos. Chaos reigns. Everybody was running away from the guy who had one of the teenagers on the ground and was stabbing him with the ice pick. Did a cop really accept this? And blood was spraying, and people were screaming, and Frank and I had the kids, and we were dragging them away as fast as we could. This is obviously not me, because if that was me, I'd be getting ringside seats. And the last thing I saw before Frank dragged me away was that the eyeball of one of those poor kids had landed on the ice sculpture, making the horrible creature look more or less alive. One eye does not make a man alive. So then you've got Cthulhu the Ride, who is going to judge you for your sins. I mean, I was kind of kidding, but yeah, it looked like Cthulhu the Ride. I mean, like, this guy was trying to go for some people's amusement because he basically botched that shit horribly. Ain't nothing funny about that fucking thing. This place looks like shit. Hey, mother... Ride Octotron. Okay.
I can't get on while it's moving.
Well, then turn the goddamn thing off. Ooh, increase the speed. Yes. Oh, man. Oh, no, babe, we're doing this. Oh, no, babe, we're doing this. Oh, you fucking go. Oh, you fucking go. Oh, this son of a bitch is going. I want you flatline. I want you flatline this thing. No, you do it. I want these kids to puke. Can we get higher? Does it go any faster? Is that it? Can't go any higher. That's disappointing. Alright, I'll ride the fucking ride. Man, I don't want to ride no goddamn Octotron. These things aren't even interesting in real life, let alone if they're being controlled by the one who sleeps in Raleigh. Stop. There we go. Alright, let's do this. Oh, please tell me that it just speeds up and it just tears this chick in half. Whee! Whee! I can't cry out to Callum. That makes me sad. Callum, look at me, I'm having fun! Look at me, you bitch! Bonesaw's having fun on the Octotron! Whee! Everything. I wish I could remember the Willy Wonka song. Everything is going faster. It's a big scary monster man. Look at that fucking thing. Instantaneous pop out. Sad day. I liked his face. I liked his hat. I would like a hat of my very own like that someday. Relax. Baby child, just chill. Just Chill. Polaroid.
Oh, I remember this.
This doesn't... Look at your face! You hate this kid! How can you sound happy? Look, you even have a little... You got a hatchet. You got a hatchet. Look at her face. Look at this. Look at her face. The Slender Man. Look at her face. I mean, the hatchet. I mean, this kid's dead. Super dead. I think I came from... Okay, well, let's go this way.
Treachery hides in thoughts. Treachery that lashes like a whip and scars our insides.
Much like bad
First time I
burritos.
saw Callum, my thoughts betrayed me. I looked down at this wrinkled, red, bawling thing and I thought, is that it? We build our world from expectations, and the world that I had built for Callum was no different. He was so real, so there, and so far from my expectations. And they shattered,
Dark.
and as they fell in pieces, that one treacherous thought became a new foundation. All of the love that we shared, all of the warmth and goodness that followed, built on a single, traitorous thought.
This moment of the park brought to you by Weepy Postpartum Sophistry. Wonderful! Read your release forms, kids. Make sure you take all your Valium. Ah, fucking come on. Frustrated by the fact that plans seem incomplete, I know as well as anybody that the rules of the game can be changed with enough money. Carnegie. But no matter how much money talks, it cannot conjure up missing plans from thin air. You have obviously never met an engineer. I've tried contacting the organization who sold me these plans, and they are stonewalling me. Every contact that I had, every meeting place that I have had watched, are swept bare. I have a sinking feeling that I have been swindled. You're at this point, and you think you've only just now been swindled? We've gone ahead with what we could find in the plans regardless. The harvesting machines, the transport mechanisms, etc. Harvesting machines? I'll probably let Nicholas name them something cute for the day we open the park. They will be rides, after all. I don't believe that at all. I think that this is some Lovecraftian bullshit, and these things are meant to eat children. Harvesting machine. Harvesting. Maybe the chipmunk. So, conspiracy theory, the chipmunk is the good guy in all this, and he knows. So he shanked that little son of a bee that messed with his shit. And what is that? Oh, it's over here. So he shanked that little son of a bee. So that... What? No, do it again. Do it again. Okay. So he shanked that little son of a bee to try to get people away from the park. I know, it's fine. That's fine. Let's do it anyway. I thought working in the park for a summer would be a lot of fun, but the end of the season here really drags. There aren't that many tourists, there's also not that many rides around, and so most of the staff spend their days standing in ground gossiping. I stand around fucking, that's just me. And most of that gossip is about Chad. I mean, Steve? See? Even I'm starting to call him Chad, and I went to school with the guy. You're a dick, then. It's that goddamn suit. In the beginning, it was a laugh. Steve, the local lush, is Chad, the chipmunk. Child-friendly mascot at Atlantic Park. Lock up your daughters and all that. But the more he wears that suit, the weirder Steve is getting. First, it was little things, like refusing to change out of the suit at work and taking it home with him every day. That's not a little thing. That's mania manifesting, kids. But then I saw him at Susie's Diner, still wearing it. Also mania, and it wasn't even a work day. Some of the staff complained discreetly to park management about the smell, and I saw him walking and talking with Mr. Winter, the owner, one day. But nothing seems to have changed. The suit still smells like a carcass whenever Steve walks by because he's pooping in it. And apparently Steve has picked up some new skills since the last time I saw him, puking in a gutter outside of Cycle Station, because he sure as hell can carve a mean ice sculpture. The shapes he makes the ice, though, they give me the creeps. Steve came by the booth today, lucky me, and he just hung around for a while. I couldn't really tell because of the suit, but it seemed like he was just staring at me, sizing me up, eye-fucking me, whatever he was doing. Look, I'm feeling you, Steve. I asked him what he wanted, and he just stood there, not saying anything. Steve is that guy. Eventually, I called my supervisor, and when he came by, Steve wandered off. My supervisor told me to put everything in writing, so here it is. Also, I quit. I don't want to see that chipmunk suit ever again. Laura Henman. Laura, you have... Ooh! Yeah, jump scares the game. Laura, you have very good sense of self-preservation. I feel very strongly like you did a smart thing. Would you stop with the pulsing already? It wasn't that goddamn scary. Actually, it wasn't really scary at all. Hey, look, another little Cthulhu statue. Like, nobody noticed that he was basically building a theme park based on Eldritch horrors. Well, somebody shot the fucking thing. Apparently somebody noticed. Garbage can? Has grass. I feel like... release the what now? The bark and the... yeah, the music's too loud. I feel like this game is very aptly named as The Park, given that, you know, you're doing a lot of walking. Bumper cars? Okay.
Constant crashes and 80s music. Guess it floats someone's boat.
What year is it? What year is it? Oh, I can't go in. Oh, there we go. Just cut in line. There we go. There we go. Now we're killing it. Oh, please tell me it still work. I want to bumper cars with Callum. Because I think I might actually be able to kill him. Chair. 3, 2, 1, startup. Garbage. Suspicious. Big bright light over there. Garbage. Errant bumper car. That thing's gonna come. It's like Carrie all over again. Carrie? Christine. The Stephen King novella about the car that's pissed as hell that it's a car. Oh god, I realized the run was on. No wonder I was taking so fucking long. Ugh. Examine accident report. Oh. The shakes. Francis Dufresne. 6 laborers working on the crane. Richard Stapleton. During the transportation of the bumper cars into the arena, one of the straps attaching the load to the truck came untied, causing a cascade of bumper cars onto Francis, who was standing directing the driver. Francis was crushed by the weight of the cars. Describing the injuries caused, Francis was killed. I'm sure that probably makes you super glad to have to write that. Supervisor's comments. Dexter, the truck driver, claims to have seen someone on the back of the load undoing the straps. Nobody else reported seeing them. The sheriff has requested that Dexter provide them with urine samples because he's obviously high as a fucking kite. Double checking of the straps after transit should be mandatory and drug screenings for all drivers. Oh no! Oh no! My heart was going to give out at any moment. Oh look, it's like a clearly laden path. That looks like the symbol from StarCraft. I appreciate that. Oop. Wrong button. There we go. Alright. Bump, 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 bump. I also hate her pants. I know it's the style, but Jesus.
It's a matter of public record that I am a failure as a mother. Once, when Callum was very small, I left him asleep in the car while I ran an errand. Don't even remember what it was. When I came back, the sheriff was standing next to the car, watching my boy through the window. I didn't like what I saw in his eyes. Judgment.
Yeah, because you're an idiot.
He wrote me the ticket without saying a word. Just the scratch of his pen on the notepad. When he gave it to me, our eyes met. I know what you're going through. My daughter, Helen, she just gets some help. Help was a bolt of lightning. Help was 1,000 volts surging through my veins. Help is agony. I'd rather die. I wanted to scream. I'd rather you pulled your gun and shot me. But instead my mouth said, yes, Sheriff.
Oh, God. The self-loathing and the self-absorption. Continually delayed by the incompetence of the builders. The problem is that they are locals, so they believe a lot of the rumors about what Old Man Henderson used to do here. They grew up on those tales. Every time a bolt comes loose or a wrench goes missing, those fools are crossing themselves against the black magic. What is this, Louisiana? Of course, that is why I chose the site over all other potentials. Solomon Island is a nexus for dark energies. The thought of all that power just dissipating beneath the earth here, it makes my skin crawl. I called in a few favors back in Brooklyn and got someone at the local academy to see if they had any interesting books about local history. Turns out they do, and it turns out that Old Man Henderson has some pretty strong connections to the Brooklyn crowd. Perhaps something he wrote will help me find the piece of plans that I am missing. I know that's probably not fair to sort of stereotype Brooklyn, but from what I understand, a lot of books and Brooklyn is usually not something I see in the same sentence. I do now, however, see a lot of Captain America and Brooklyn in the same sentence, so I'll give him a pass. But dude, Brooklyn's awesome. Oh, I forgot to turn run on again. Let's go do the run. 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 Oh, dude, like, can you imagine getting all these stickies, like, in your crotch? It's awful. Because you know that these things gotta have brambles and sticker burrs. What was this? After touring the park, riding the rides, and viewing the startling number of incidents suffered here in the park, it is this inspector's opinion that Atlantic Island Park should be shut down until Nathaniel Winter complies with all safety regulations. Yes. While I understand that there is a sensitive political relationship between Mr. Winter and the senator, I nevertheless suggest that such political considerations be set aside in condemning Atlantic Island Park. Condemnation is a lot harder than that. The rides, at first glance, appear well constructed and maintained, but the sheer number of incidents in the park during the last few years and during construction lead me to believe that there is something wrong at the base level of construction, and we should close the park and fully investigate these flaws. To wit. Alright, so if you're an inspector man in the 80s who writes to wit on an inspection notice, you should probably have him flogged. Self-importance only goes so far. Here's a partial list of the fatalities in the park since opening only 2 years ago. Family of 3 killed when a roller coaster car derailed. I have had nightmares about that. The ride in the Stratosphere, the one that's on top of the Stratosphere in Las Vegas. I had visions of riding it, whee, and then bing, and then nuts and bolts fly over your head, and then whee. Not good. 14 separate incidents of broken bones and crushed ribs while riding the Octotron. It's not a fatality. That's a casualty, not a fatality. 3 suicides from the top of the Ferris wheel. Aim for the bars on the way down. It just kind of like crushes you up and sort of spreads you out like a really meaty, fucked up spirit dream catcher. A child seriously injured on the escalator. Over a dozen children reported missing in the House of Horrors since its construction. That's awful. 1 report of drowning in the Tunnel of Tales. Look, I sat through the Tunnel of Tales. I'm with that one. I would have done that. If I didn't have to if I wasn't sitting in a computer chair, I would have drowned myself rather than go through that shit. The sheer volume of incidents means that it is my strongest recommendation that Atlantic Island Park be closed immediately. Okay.